Some names carry a chill with them. The shoe fetish killer, otherwise known as Jerry Brudos, is one of them. It was a name etched into Oregon's history, linked to fear, and to a strange, unsettling obsession. This is his story, a true story. Quiet towns, green forests, rainy skies. Beneath that calm surface, something terrible was growing, something no one saw coming. Jerry Brudos was born in a small town in South Dakota. The year was 1939. His family moved around a lot. Eventually, they settled in Oregon. From the outside, it might have seemed normal, but it was not. Young Jerry was often alone. A quiet boy. He kept to himself. He didn't have many friends. He lived in a world of his own making. Strange thoughts began to form that would follow him for the rest of his life. His relationship with his mother was difficult. She had wanted a daughter. He felt that deeply. He felt he was a letdown. A feeling of not being good enough stayed with him and twisted his view of women. The obsession began very young, at age 5. He found high-heeled shoes at a dump, took them home, and hid them like treasure. The shadow of Jerry's mother loomed over his entire life. She was dominant. Their relationship was strained and tense. He said she forced him to wear dresses as punishment. That humiliation blurred lines, tying shame and punishment to female clothing. A confusing, painful experience planted resentment and fascination. A deep, troubling inner conflict. He hated that he was drawn to femininity. He never felt he measured up. Stealing women's shoes and clothing, his way to feel powerful, to take control in a secret world, this shows the path he took step by step deeper into darkness. As a teenager, Jerry's secret hobby escalated. He broke into homes, hunting for women's undergarments and high-heeled shoes. He collected them, he hoarded them, they were his trophies. Caught more than once, he was sent to a state hospital. 9 months. Treatments failed. The obsession was too deep. When released, he seemed better, but nothing had changed. By day, Jerry Brudos was a skilled, reliable electrician. Quiet. A bit odd, but harmless so it seemed. He married, had children, paid bills, the perfect disguise. But in his garage, the obsession thrived. Stolen shoes, lingerie, mannequins he dressed and photographed. He forced his wife to wear stolen items and took pictures. He kept the two lives perfectly separate, public face on one side, darkness on the other. The electrician, no one looked at twice. Jerry Brudos could plan and commit terrible crimes without raising alarms. In 1968, the darkness broke loose. Fantasies were not enough. The obsession demanded more. His first known victim was Linda Slauson, 19, a student at Oregon State University selling encyclopedias door to door. She knocked on his door. He lured her into the garage. There, his violent fantasies became real. He made her wear his prized shoes, then killed her. He was obsessed with her feet, cut one off to keep as a trophy, a model to make his own shoes. He disposed of her body in the Willamette River, convinced he'd done the perfect crime. He went back to work and his family. Linda's murder was the turning point from dark fantasies to serial killer. It was the start of a patterned violence and terror gripping Oregon. Less than a month later, the hunger was back. Jan Susan Whitney, 23, Karen Sprinker, 19, both at the start of their lives. He abducted them, took them back to his garage. He forced them into his clothing and shoes, photographed them, lived out the fantasies he had built for years. To him, they were not people. They were objects, props for a grotesque theater. Jerry Brudos killed them both and threw them into the river, believing water would erase his crimes. For months, Oregon was gripped by fear. Few clues, no clear links. No one knew who or where he'd strike next. In April 1969, he found his fourth victim, Linda Salee, 22. He repeated his ritual and murdered her. But this time, he slipped. The perfect disguise began to fray. His double life was about to collapse. The end came from a small clue tied to Karen Sprinker, a student at Oregon State University. Friends were worried. they talked to police. One remembered a strange man on campus posing as a photographer, asking girls to model different outfits. Another student had seen the same man and remembered his car. Police connected the dots, built a profile. Now they had a description to work with. They searched records and registrations until it led to a quiet house in Salem, an electrician named Jerry Brudos. His double life was over. The quiet suburban street became the final scene. The long, dark night was ending, all because one brave student remembered a face and a car. In his garage, police found his secret world, a museum of horror, shoes, hundreds of pairs, stolen lingerie, thousands of photographs of victims and his wife, all posed in stolen items. It was undeniable, overwhelming. Faced with the mountain of proof, Brudos confessed, describing the murders in chilling, emotionless detail. His grisly trophies were sealed as evidence. He was convicted for the murders of Linda Slauson, Karen Sprinker, and Linda Salee, and sentenced to life in prison. The case is a chilling reminder. Evil can wear a very ordinary face. Be careful. Be aware of your surroundings. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. This is also about good police work and a community that spoke up. When people come forward and police listen, even cunning killers are caught. Come back for more chills, haunts, murder, and mystery. Share this video with family and friends. Please like and subscribe.